What's happening, ladies and gents and aliens and worms and anybody else that's tuning in? Today we're going to be talking about why you must have an application process in place with your PT business. So, the pros, the cons, and, perhaps how you can even do it as well. And if you're jumping on live and you're seeing what I'm doing right now, just come and say hello in the little comment box. I'll give you some McLovins. I see some little green things popping up already. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Cristiano. Good to see you both. So let's get into this. Now, I will say, first of all, before I start talking about why you must have, you need to ask yourself, have I got an application process in place? If you haven't, great. This is going to be of massive benefit to you. If you have, maybe this will help you solidify in your mind why it's great to have in place and maybe how you can improve it. Okay, so even if you have got an application process, stay tuned because you'll still find some benefit as well. Chris Brammers, good to see you, dude. Michelle, hello. Danny Wilson, Josh Brassington. Anyway, there's some people tuning in, so I'll crack on. I will crack it on. So why do we need application process? First thing, it gives us separation from the low end personal trainers and gyms. Now think about it logically, those people and those establishments will just take anybody, right? They'll just take money from anybody. So once we start creating this separation, we start to get perceived and positioned very differently with our clients. So how you want to be seeing your business is you're a high-end product, you're a high-end service. The transformation that this brings, or part of the transformation it brings, is you go from generalist to specialist. And I always think of it like doctors, like GPs and brain surgeons. You couldn't just knock on a brain surgeon's door and he'll just answer it and he'll have you come in and sit down and start talking about all the procedures he's going to do. There'd be a long waiting list. You'd have to apply, you'd have to speak to a lot of people before you go in front of that person. And that makes it special. Okay, so I want you to think of that in the exact same way. So separation from low-end PTs and the low-end gyms where you can just walk in, pay money, and away you go. You don't want to be one of them. So the next thing the application process does, it enables us to gather vital information about the client. Vital information. Now, this is going to set the tone for the relationship moving forwards. Because if you're not asking hard questions from the very off, then it's going to be a soft, flaky relationship where usually the client is going to dictate what goes or what doesn't go. Okay. And then again, we're not going to get huge results or huge transformation for the client. So by asking the right questions right at the fucking very beginning, that's going to give us huge leverage moving forwards. And this lets that person know, we're here to make power moves. We're not here to just sort of kick around at the back of the fitness class and just not do anything and not work hard. We're here to roll our sleeves up and really get into the trenches. Okay. It also lets us know how serious the client is for change. Because let's be honest with each other, even if you had a 50 question, application form, it's probably still going to take 15 to 20 minutes to fill it out, right? If someone's not prepared to jump through a 5 to 10 minute hoop, in order to put that information down, in order to get to the next part of the process, they're probably going to be fairly difficult to work with, in the gym or in the actual personal training environment. So it's going to take hard work to get that transformation. So I think filling that 5 to 10 minute form out is nothing. So again, this gives you a real gauge of how serious that client is for change. Now, also, the nice thing about an application form is it records a starting point for when that person does come on board. So we slightly make an assumption that if that person does say, hey, yeah, I want to do this, and you're like, hey, yeah, actually, I'm in love with you and I want you to be my client, let's do the dance. It's really nice, maybe 6 months, 12 months down the line, when you show them, hey, look, do you remember when you filled this out? And it stirs emotions up for people, again, which is really important. That's what we're here to do. I appreciate when you start a journey with a client, you're going to weigh them, you're going to measure them, you're going to take the before pictures. But also, This application form is before the event of that, before they're in that environment with you as a client. So they were on the outside, in the dark, scared and intimidated. Pretty cool, right? So big thing to remember with this is you're moving from a generalist, separating yourself out from that low-end personal training and gym sort of thought pattern, and now you're a specialist. So people can't just rock up, burst through your door and start demanding stuff and throwing money in your face. You're actually creating some space for you to say, hey, actually, from what you've put down on your form, I'm not the guy for you. Or if it's the opposite end of the spectrum and you're quite excited about some of the stuff they've put in the form because you know you can help them, then you can go in pretty hard and let that person know about the transformation. So let's have a look in the chit chat. I lost our goddamn signal. Mine might be a little bit bad as well, Danny. So I do apologise if that is the case, but I've seen loads of people jumping on. We've got Kyle Masterman, Dave Punton, Liz Jones, Adam Reed, Shauna, Melissa, Jason, Mohammed, Jesse, loads of people. Greg Fearon, cool, super cool. I just got off on one then, by the way, and I was just spitting it how it is. So, if you haven't got an application process in place right now, I encourage you with all my heart, you need to have that in place, because otherwise, if you're not, and you're just allowing people to just come in for a phone call or just come in to meet you in the gym, you're not separating yourself. You're basically lined up with all these other personal trainers and gyms in the area, and people can just shoot you down, and they're just going to choose you based on price or based on how good looking you are. Okay, part of it will be results based, but personal training when bought in person is based on a couple of those factors. I can tell you that for a fact. Sip of coffee. Let's see if anyone comes in with any hellos and stuff. Hannah Brown was Powell. Good to see you, my darling. Annette Cobble. Good to see you. So if you've got an application, if you've not got an application form, you need to have one for all those reasons I just mentioned. If you have got one, maybe you need to look at how it's structured, maybe some of the questions that you're asking, so you can position yourself even better. So you are perceived as that specialist, looks after that person in a really unique manner, again, rather than like the low-end PTs and gyms that person has previously experienced. Because the likelihood is, if they're coming to you, they've already been to other people, they've already been to other places, so they want something different. They want a different experience. They want it to be exciting. They want it to be transformational. They want results, because they're sick of the situation that they're in now. And it's part of a bigger experience. So if you think about products and services that you've purchased personally in the past, or maybe, with Cyber Monday just been and Black Friday and stuff, what's the most fun experience that you've had with a product or a service? So like for me personally, it was being in the car garage. So when you buy like a higher end car, you get a better level of service. They sit you down and they make you a coffee and they bring you a nice biscuit and stuff, and they're like, oh, do you want your feet up on this nice little leather stool? And it's like, oh, this is brilliant. I really enjoy this. So it's part of the product and the service. And you leave with that feeling. And that's what actually took me back to buy another car of the same model with the same person at the same garage, because of the experience. So think of it in that vein as well. So everything from start to end, it's not just about the result that you get that person. It's about also, hey, when they initially inquire, how are they treated? How are they spoken to? What questions are they asked? How is that setting up the coaching relationship moving forwards? So let me check one more time. Afternoon, James Roberts. Good to see you, buddy. Jay Jackson. Greg Fearon says a yo. I'll drop him some love. So there you go. Hopefully I've dropped some knowledge bombs for you. You can go and apply this awesome stuff. But it's good to see you all, with some more lives pumping out shortly. But go and have a wicked day, wicked afternoon, and I'll see you all soon.